Good morning, family. It is Monday morning. Is it Monday morning? Does this feel like a Monday morning? No, it does not. I'm telling you, sir, if you're not outside, if you're on the East Coast, you need to just step outside for a second. Look up. It is a beautiful day. My God, the sky is so blue, pretty blue, and the weather is just 75 degrees. No humidity. It's not hot. It's not humid. It is a gorgeous day. You're waking up to a beautiful day, family. So you need to just decide what you want out of it. Wake up, set your goals, get focused, get your vision. What do you want? Set your mind on it, because I think that all things are possible. Yep. And I think all things are possible to those who believe. I know there's a lot of believers on this call because some wonderful things are happening in your life because of your faith, because of your trust, and because of your belief. Well, guess what? You dialed into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call, where you are going to hear things that's going to move you from fact to faith to action. And this is your host, Pastor Denise McDowell. And we just want to thank each and every one of you for dialing in, being a part of this call. Thanking every leader, thanking every representative, thanking every guest for dialing in to make this call what it is. On the line is open, go right ahead. Introduce yourself. Let us know where you're dialing in from.
Good morning. God bless you.
Goodness. Good morning. Good morning.
From California, I'm easy.
Well, good morning, Mom. Iffy, how are you?
I'm just looking good this morning.
You're just waking up?
I'm feeling good. Yes.
Vicky Soto.
Thank you.
Mom Iffy, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you so much, my young lady. I was enjoying hearing your voice.
Thank you. It's always good to hear you too, Mom Iffy. And that's
Thank
Vicky
you.
Soto that's joining us. That's Vicky Soto. Hey, Vicky, how are you?
Doing great. It's beautiful in Kentucky today, too. Hello, family.
How are you? It's a dawn
Good morning.
Day, new beginning.
Good morning, doctor. 13 more days before we meet. 13 more days before the big event in the East Coast. I can't wait. Pastor Denise, how's everybody? Good morning from Kevin Vaughn in Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Woo! Wow,
goodness.
we are excited. 13, I just looked at the calendar. 13 days to go, Pastor. How you doing this morning, Pastor? Woo-hoo.
I mean, after hearing that, Kevin, I was about ready to shout, man. I had to hold on from you.
I tell you. Can't wait to see the crew and all the new people coming. I tell you, you can't wait. You know, you get excited when you hear a Vicky Soto on the line and all our leaders. Can't just wait to see y'all. You know, can't wait. Woo.
We are at countdown. We're definitely at countdown.
13 days.
Wow. Woo. Wow. We'll be together before you realize it.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's exciting. Thanks, Kevin, for rounding up this countdown. It is countdown. Who else is with us this morning, family? Go right ahead. Introduce yourself.
Let's blast off. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Hey, Robert, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Let's get it on.
Oh, my goodness.
2 more days. I'm ready to roll. Let's get it
on. Woo! Countdown, family. Countdown.
Jesse Bowden. Going from the Pentagon. I love all that excitement on the phone, Pastor Denise. And hello to the rest of the 10 family out there.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm trying to hold on, man. I'm
at work.
Team Jesse.
I'm at work.
In Reveal, California.
Team Jesse, good morning.
Good morning, Mommy.
So, Don Joseph, now hold on, Don. Trying to hold on, man. Trying to hold on to my view.
Let's get it on.
Countdown. Wow. Woo. Wow, can I get ready to do that? If you like, go ahead, give us your name.
Pick a spot. We're going to the top. Follow that cab.
Great.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
All right, Mr. Lloyd Gibson, pick a spot. We are getting straight to the top, and as Kevin Vaughn said, it is countdown. Wow. It's amazing when you've been advertising something for quite a while, and, it's like 90 days ago, we talked about having a big event here on the East Coast, and we know the importance of big events. Big events plays a great part of the growth of your business because it helps you to grow. It helps your vision more clear. It kind of helps you to see where you're going, where you were, where you are, and where you're going. And it brings all the great leaders and all the wonderful people together for one purpose, for one cause. And that's to uphold and uplift one another and encourage one another to go to that next level in your business, as Lord Gibson said. You pick the spot. You decide where you want to be by the time the big event is here. Do you want to walk across that stage? Do you want to be acknowledged? Or are you going to receive something that's really going to wow you? It's up to you. It's your level of expectation. But I'm telling you, we are pulling everything together, to make it everything and above what you're expecting it to be. I'm with Denise Moore still. I'm still confessing what we talked about Friday. Yesterday was my last day for excuses, and that's just where I am. I think we should all make that confession every day. Yesterday was the last day for excuses. There's no more excuses, family, because that's what holds us back. Excuses is what's in it. You know what? There are excuses we make for ourselves. Just like the goals we set for ourselves, they're not met. As Denise Moore said, they're not met because we don't meet them. So we're in a great place here with Team Effort Network. We're doing a great thing, changing people's lives with the healthy vitamin C's, and the compensation plan is changing our financial situation. We're in September, beginning of a new month. We've heard over and over again, September, October, November, December, the greatest months in network marketing. So what didn't happen last month, guess what? You have the opportunity to either reap a harvest or plant a seed and prepare for the harvest. I'm excited today. I just am, but I'm going to stop right here and bring on my business partner, Pastor Del Way. So, Pastor Del, are you here this morning?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. I can hear you now. How's it going?
Doing good. Ready to get running and get off to the races here with the top of the week. I'm sure we have great information coming in, and we're always excited about, the new testimonies and things that we have going on. Just to give you an update, we have just completed our 8th week in our weight loss program, and we're really excited about it. Brother Wilbur is still losing pounds and still losing inches. He came to me yesterday at church and said, I lost 2 hand sizes, so, we're really pumped up about what is taking place in people's lives. And, if you give people an opportunity to win, because we have the product to do that, if you give them the opportunity to win and watch them win, boy, let me tell you, there's nothing like the excitement that not only they have, but you have, to be able to be a conduit to helping somebody change their life in a way that they've never been able to do it on their own. So it's always pumps me up to hear these stories and to hear these exciting testimonies about what our product is doing and has done. So, get excited about what you have in your hands, because you literally can be the instrument in changing somebody's life for the better.
Yes, too. So I'm not sure if you all been noticing, but Pastor Dale and his team have been posting videos on Facebook. That's why if you're not a part of Facebook, you need to stay tuned in worldwide with what's happening. Of him and his team that's taking this challenge, and each week they're kind of weighing themselves in. So we get to see them step on the scale and them to find out for the first time how much weight they've actually lost, and to rejoice in their excitement and their passion. I know that they sent it out from headquarters. They got one video they sent from headquarters. So some of you, if you're on the email list, you would have seen that. But Pastor Dale and his team are posting videos every week with the results of their team and the weight that they're losing. It's just so good to see them jumping excited and getting on the scale and seeing, wow, it's working and it's working. So great things happening. And we're going to get to sharing all that joy, because you're going to meet some of these folks at the big event 2 weeks. Like Kevin Vaughn said, we're at countdown, 14 days away from the big event. So you're going to meet some of these wonderful people and where they were and where they are now, or where they were and where they are now, before taking the trim and the challenge. So if you haven't already, we're going to keep encouraging and inspiring you to get your reservation for your ticket. I want to thank those who did go on this weekend to make your reservations. God bless you all for making that commitment. But make your commitment, get on. We're trying to get a lot of things ready before that. We only have a couple weeks left, so we don't want you to be left out on some of the things we're trying to do, and we need your name, the correct spelling of your name to do that, and also to have a proper head count. So please go to www.vitaminspraysnow.com, vitaminspraysnow.com, to register for the big event Saturday, September the 26th at 10 o'clock a.m. And I want you to know, family, we are going to start on time. We are going to start at 10 o'clock a.m. Registration will be at 9. We will begin on time. Well, it's Monday morning. I'm excited because we have Coach Nikisha Vaughn. She excited. I mean, she was on Thursday. My goodness. If you didn't hear the fire and the passion that was coming from her. And as you know, Nikisha is coming in all the way from California to be a part of the big event. If you haven't met her, you're going to want to meet her. If you haven't seen her teach and trade in person, you're going to want to see her teach and trade in person. So, family, let's welcome to the call, Coach Nikisha Vaughn. Coach, are you there?
Woo-hoo! Good morning. Everybody stand up on your feet. We are excited up in Team Effort Network today. Y'all got me going today.
I'm standing too, girl. I'm standing.
This is going to be so exciting. If you guys have not bought your tickets, like I said, step out on faith. Look at me, Pastor Denise. I can't even stop. Step out on faith. Go ahead and just buy your tickets. They're only $20, right? $20. Get your $20 together and then figure out how you're going to get there later. Don't worry about it. But if you set your mind to it, everything in the universe will adjust so that you can be there. And trust me, you do not want to miss this event. I have never before seen a training event of this caliber, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody and their mama is coming out. So you guys have to be out there, too. It is going to be so exciting.
You know what, Nikisha? When you said to get your ticket and step on faith, you know, ways will be provided. Over the weekend, when you said it over the weekend, I was watching TV, and they had a commercial advertising. I think it was Southwest Airlines. Tickets were like on sale, you know, wherever you want to go. I think they were $79. I don't know if anyone else on that. At $79. And I thought about what you said when I saw that commercial.
Absolutely, Pastor Denise. You're so right. You know, we always want things to be available and know how we're going to do them before we step out on faith and do them, but that's not what faith is. Faith is when you know that something's going to happen and you jump out there. Can I give a quick story? I think it's really appropriate just to talk about faith a little bit. You know, this was 10 years ago when we, thank you so much. 10 years ago when we first started our business, it wasn't in network marketing, it was just a traditional business, but it was a $2,500 fee. And we didn't have $2,500 to start this business. In case you guys don't know, we do synthetic turf installation. Anyways, so we didn't know how we were going to pay for it, but the company said, just come on down, we'll show it to you, and if you change your mind, you know, you can always go home and consider it a free trip. So we said, you know what, we're going to do what we can do, which is book a hotel. So we booked a hotel. By the time we got down to Arizona, we still didn't have the money for the $2,500. We went on the tour. We kept saying that we're going to do it. We're going to sign up. And on the very last day to sign up, we got money that was unexpected that came through, and we were able to pay for that. So, you know, we stepped out there on faith, and that's what we all have to do, ladies and gentlemen. If you're sitting here and saying, I really want to go to the event, buy your ticket. And if you can't, I promise you, everything will come together if you make that your intention. I wish I'd have done a training on that, Pastor Denise, because I think that would have been really appropriate. But it's so important that we just learn how to walk in faith, ladies and gentlemen. And don't wait till you can see the answers. But if you make that intention, everything in the universe will start to align itself. Look, tickets are going on sale, $79. I don't know where you're going to find a price better than that, but everything can come together. And I know the Team Effort Network family is always there to help. So I would post on Facebook and say, you just need a roommate. Hey, I'm willing to split. You're not even going to be in the room that long anyway. You're going to be out networking, making money, and growing your business. And, you know, successful people always do today what unsuccessful people don't, so they can live tomorrow the way other people can't. And that's really important to remember. You might have to take some sacrifices today. You might not get to stay in the penthouse. You might be sleeping next to somebody you don't even know. But, hey, you're going to be where you need to be so you can get what you need to get so you can grow your business the way you need to grow so that you can have the life that you want to live. That's so important because you deserve it. Everybody on this line absolutely deserves it. So if you haven't gotten anything else out of this, go to vitaminspraysnow.com and order your tickets and walk out on faith. I promise you, everything will turn out the way that you want to. Make it your intention. Are you guys ready for training today? I'm so excited.
That was training. That was good right there. But, yeah, we're ready for some more.
Okay. Well, let's just do a little bit of house cleaning because I was thinking today, I'm always trying to think of, and if you guys can't tell, I'm always trying to think of the person who really, really, really wants this really bad and they're not seeing results. Because you know what, to be honest with you, people who are seeing results, they're getting compensated, right? They're getting paid, they're getting commissions, they're hitting bonuses, they're hitting ranks. But there's a lot of people who sit on the line every single week, faithful people every single week, waiting for that something that's going to help change them from faith to action. And a lot of us will spend the rest of our lives waiting to go into action. And sometimes you do just have to jump out there and do it. But I can tell you one thing. If you continue to grow and you continue to develop your mind, you continue to be on these calls, one day it's going to happen for you. And sometimes it happens for people right away. And sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to get that spark. But I can tell you one thing. If you're hoping to accelerate that, you need to get to the event. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with training. So we're going to talk about a couple of house cleaning things, some things that we should be doing and some things that we should not be doing. So we're going to start with the things that we should not be doing. These are things that we need to avoid doing. Failing to take action. Number one, this is probably, I think, one of the biggest traps of network marketing because it's really easy to pretend to be working, And I think it comes from that whole employee mentality, right, Pastor Denise? If you've come and you've worked for someone for many, many years, you're used to coming in the clock, someone telling you what to do, you doing that, and then leaving at the end of the day, not necessarily invested in the outcome of those results, not really knowing if what you're doing is working on the bigger picture or actually bringing in money. And so it's really easy sometimes when you come into network marketing to sharpen your pencils, to make a list of people, to say, I need to organize this training, I need to organize this, I need to do this and do this and do this before I can get started. And then, a couple months go by, maybe even a couple of years go by, and you realize that you haven't talked to anybody, you haven't really grown your business, you haven't done the things that you know you need to do because you're trying to get ready. And so I think that's one of the biggest traps we fall into is not taking action. So what I can tell you is you need to get to work. You got to get to work. Whatever it is that you're planning to do, I can promise you it's probably not the thing that you should be working on. What you should be working on is talking to more and more people, getting out there and finding a way. How can I put myself in a position where I can access lots of people on a daily basis? And let me just take a break. I wanted to do a really quick training on this. I'm not going to get through my whole training. We might only get through the don'ts today, and then we'll have to get through the do's another day. But I think it's really important because I've been thinking about this a lot, and nobody ever told me about the power of questions, right? We sometimes we'll get into a habit of asking ourselves really poor questions, and then our mind comes back and gives us an even poorer answer. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're sitting there and you're thinking, I want to lose weight. And you start asking yourself, how come I can't lose weight? How come I've been taking these sprays and I haven't seen results? How come I can't get up and have the energy to exercise? Or why don't I exercise the way I'm supposed to? Well, then what happens is when you ask yourself that and you've been repeating this story in your mind, in your subconscious for many, many years, your subconscious is going to come back and tell you, well, the reason that you're fat is because you eat too much. You eat greasy foods and you don't exercise because you watch too much TV. And so then you get discouraged, and then you continue to ask yourself the same poor questions. And so what we have to do is we have to start asking ourselves questions that allow our minds to start thinking of the answers that we're actually looking for versus telling us the story that we've been reiterating in our heads all this time. So a better question would be, how can I exercise every day and enjoy the process? What type of exercises can I do that will give me the most bang for my buck with the least amount of energy exerted? Whatever. But now your mind goes back, and instead of going back and finding that story that you've been telling yourself over and over again, your mind's going to go back and actually say, well, that's a really interesting question. I never thought of it that way. Well, swimming is a good activity where you can exert a lot of energy and it's not a lot of pressure on your joints. Maybe you should try that. And so we have to start asking ourselves questions that will allow our mind to come back with an answer that will actually drive us to the next level versus us getting stuck into this rut where we repeat the same story over and over and get really frustrated with ourselves because we don't see any change and we don't see any action. So I thought that was really important because when we're thinking of taking action, a lot of times we are saying, well, how come I'm not talking to people? Well, because you're scared and because you've been told not to talk to people, not to talk to strangers, or to only speak when spoken to. So you keep repeating the same story that you've known for years and years and years versus saying, how can I communicate to everybody how important these sprays are? How can I be in a position where I can reach people every single day and inform them about these sprays and how important they are? You know, those are the kind of questions that allow your mind to really sit down and think of an answer that's going to be beneficial to you. And when you get an answer that's going to be beneficial to you, that's what's going to drive you into action. So I think that was important to just kind of take a pause and say, are you asking yourselves the right questions? And I have to write myself a note. I just wrote it today that says, are you feeling frustrated? Make sure that you're asking important, empowering questions versus questions that just keep repeating the same story. So anyways, that was number one, failing to take action. Another one is underestimating how many people you really need to talk to in order to convert into your business. You know, because you only need two, sometimes we can get into the trap of thinking, well, I only have to talk to two people. And really, it's the law of averages, because here's the thing. Yes, you only need two people, but the trick is trying to find the right two people, the people who are hungry for it, the people who are excited, the people who will run with you, the people who will approach this business with the same kind of passion and fervor that you have for this vision. You can get anybody to join this business, I promise you, right? Because people love the opportunity to learn how to make money. But are they going to be the kind of people who are going to help you take your business to the next level? Are they going to be the kind of people who help encourage you on the days that you're feeling, you know, sad and depressed and despondent and don't feel like doing it? Because that happens to everybody. So are you getting the right two type of people? And so in order to get the right two people, you're going to have to talk to more than just two people, because your uncle and your brother might not be the right two people, because maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're going through a divorce, and yeah, they need the money, but are they going to be able to run with the kind of passion and positivity and excitement that you need them to run? So remember, this is your business. You can have anybody or nobody that you want in your business, and we really should be looking for the right two people. I think it was finding those aces in the stack, right, Pastor Denise? I love seeing your post where you got another ace in there. That's what we're really looking for, because those are the people going to help you run your business. I can tell you right now, all the really great leaders are probably still running with the same two people that they started with. You know why? Because they got those right people who were like minds, who were there to be with them. And when challenges and trials and tribulations will come, because I promise you, as long as you're living, you're going to have a trial or a tribulation or two. Those are the people who are going to be there for you in your darkest days and help you get out of it so that you can continue to run at the speed that you want for your business. Number 3, trying to convince people of this business. You know, a lot of times we are so excited, guys, and this is just us being so excited. We're so excited about this business, and we want so much for everybody that we talk to just get it and to join and to be excited. So when they say no, we're just like, but wait, you know, let me tell you about this, and let me tell you about this, and a card program, and this, and this, and this. And they're like, no. And they keep, but this, and this, and this, and maybe you just don't understand, and let me explain it to you. Let me do a 3-way. You know, at this point in your lives, ladies and gentlemen, we just don't have time to wait on those people. They don't get it, and that's okay. They'll have to come back later on when everybody else is joined, and maybe it won't be the best opportunity then, and we'll have to come back and scoop them up later. But you can't spend time trying to convince the no's, because it's all about timing. And everybody's on this line right now because this was the right timing in your life for this type of an opportunity. Maybe 3 years ago, this wouldn't have been the perfect opportunity for you, but today it is the absolute best opportunity for you. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, you know, I've had people try to recruit me for network marketing companies for years. And I've always said no. I've always said no because, you know, I was into my own business. And it wasn't really something that I was interested in. So I've always said no. And it wasn't until I got to a place in my life where we had experienced the downturn of the economy. And I said, you know what? I love business, but when it's bad, it's real bad. How can we have something that sustains us through some of the down periods? Something where we can count on some income coming. And that's when all of a sudden network marketing sounded like the best thing since sliced cheese. I mean, I was so excited about it. But you know what? It's not even that network marketing changed from this time to the last time that I heard it. It was that I changed. So it's all about timing for people. So if you have people in your life and you're trying to convince them, no, it's not time to convince them, because I'm telling you, if you have to convince them and maybe they do join at the end, they won't be the ace that you're looking for. They're not going to be the person that's going to help you take your business to the level that you really deserve. And so you want to think of that too. If you have to convince somebody that much, that's not the person. Versus there's some people that I've talked to them the first time they join and they're still running with me. So those are the people that you really want to work with. Okay, number 4, inconsistency. I have to say that a couple times because we've all fallen into this trap, right? You get excited, you're going like the wind, everything is in your favor, And then something happens, and sometimes it's something big, and sometimes it's actually not something big. And we kind of drop off and say, I'll work on my business tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? I needed to do that, but I'll do it next week. Or, yeah, I was planning on going to this event, but you know what? I'm going to have to catch them at the next one. I'm not ready for this one yet. And we're hot and we're cold, and it even says in the Bible, you can't be lukewarm about it. You got to be hot. You got to be hot and hungry and on fire for it. You got to do it every day like it's the first day or the last day or whatever motivates you to get out there and do it with passion and fervor every single time that you talk to somebody about it. You got to come at people like this is the first time you're explaining the compensation plan. I love it when we do our Tuesdays and Thursday calls because Dr. Braswell out there, he always says, man, if I could sign up again, I'd sign up right now. See, it has to feel like your first time every single time. That's how you can get that same consistency. And I'm telling you, inconsistency kills momentum. It absolutely chokes it to death and leaves it laying on the floor. And so if you're really trying to get your business going, one of the things that you can do after this event is make sure you have a plan of how you're going to be consistent. How you're going to be able to do all the things that you have going on in your life, because I can tell you guys are busy people. In fact, you always want to give work to a busy person because they'll be sure to get it done. So we're all busy people, right? So we got to do time management. So you want to make sure that you schedule how you're going to be consistent in your business so that when you leave this event, or today, that you can start that momentum ball going. Because once momentum starts and once it's going down the hill, there's nothing that can stop it. Number 5. Now, this is a really easy one to fall into. Making it about yourself and not about your prospect or your team. We have to be servant leaders. And if this is the first time you're hearing that, servant leader, this is the best way I can describe it. My job is making sure that you have everything that you need to be successful at your job. That's kind of the attitude of a servant leader, is what can I do for my team? How can I benefit my team? This event isn't about Pastor Denise, having an event so that she can stand up there in her beautiful dress and look pretty at everybody. No, this event is about the team and making sure that the team has every opportunity to be successful in life, because Pastor Denise knows from experience how events change lives. And so it costs money to put on these events. It costs time and effort to put on these events, but it's not about her putting on the event for herself. It's about her or everybody putting on the event for the team so the team can benefit. And so a lot of times when we come into this industry, it's all about us, right? Everybody's talking about you and how you can make money and how you can be successful and you can live your dreams and you can do this and you can do that. And then all of a sudden you get into this business and it's not ever about you anymore. It's always about your prospect and how they can make money and how they can be successful, and about your team and how the team can be successful. And what does my team need? And, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while. Let me just reach out and talk to them and see how they're doing and just see if there's any way I can be of service to them and help them with anything that they're going through right now. When you take that type of attitude, when you take a servant's type attitude and your team is successful, you will by default be successful. So we really have to take a servant's leadership attitude to this business and not think about us. Yes, we have our dreams and our goals, and, I just made a new vision board this weekend. Those are the things that I do on my time. But then when I come in on Monday morning, it's about you guys. And what can I do to help you grow your business? How can I help you to be more successful? If someone calls me and they say, hey, Nikisha, I'm really struggling with this, I always think, well, how can I help you get over that? What can I do for you? And so we always want to make sure that we're not focusing on ourselves, but we're focusing on the person that we're talking to by listening, and our team also by listening and finding out what they need and how we can be of more service to them. Number 6, this happens to every great leader, the success coma. It's where you go into management mode. Amy did a great training about this. When you go into management mode, where instead of doing the things that you're telling your leaders to do, you're just telling them to do those things, and you're not actually doing them yourself. It hurt. I know. It hurts. I know. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I love you. And, I wouldn't be a good leader if I didn't discipline, if I didn't say, and I've fallen into this trap too. I think everybody has. So don't feel like I'm just talking at you. Most of these things come out of my own personal experiences, to be honest with you. So you got to make sure that you don't get into that success coma where you got your team and you got some people who are on fire and people are going and you're seeing duplication, and you just kind of sit back at your desk, put your hands behind your back and say, yeah, let's watch the money come in. We don't want to do that. We always want to be the top, because let me tell you something. Your team is going to run as fast as you run. And how much more powerful is it if you are the leader who's bringing in the most people at your event versus telling your team to bring in the most people? You see the difference? If I'm coming in and I'm saying I'm bringing in 10 people, how many are you bringing in? Now all of a sudden everybody's got a totally different attitude. If I say to you, you know what, Lloyd Gibson, I want you to bring 10 people to this event. And you say, okay, great, I'm going to do that. And you see me and I come in and I bring nobody. Lloyd, okay. But if I say, Lloyd, I'm bringing 20 people, how many are you bringing? Lloyd's going to say, you know what, I'm bringing in 10. And I'm going to say, yeah, Lloyd, that's great. I'm going to call you every day, and let's see how we can each bring in. I'm going to let you know how many I've got. You're going to let me know how many you got. See how we create that kind of synergy? So it's really, really important that we lead by example, that we say to our team and we do the things that we're telling our team to do. And as leaders, we all fall into this trap. So that's why I say it's always good for us to just check ourselves and say, have I gotten into management mode? Am I doing the things that I'm telling people to do? And I think we can all sit back and say, we've gone into management mode. And so let's go in out there and say, how can we be the leader who's running the fastest in the pack so that we can lead by example? And even if people don't bring 20, maybe they'll bring 10, and that would be better than them bringing nothing. Okay, number 7. And this is just a really good one to always keep in mind. Don't overinflate the product or service. Don't make any medical claims. In fact, it's very important that we don't make any medical claims because I can't remember who it was. Pastor Dale sent me an article, but it's been a minute, so I couldn't remember exactly who it was. They're cracking down on network marketing companies who are making overinflated claims. Now, this is Nikisha Bond's personal opinion. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the FDA can promote medical, drugs that have killed people, but won't promote supplements who haven't killed anybody. But that's Nikisha Bond's own personal opinion. But anyways, we have to work within the letter of the law. So you want to make sure that when you're saying about these testimonies, that this is just testimonies. These are people who have just reported their results from taking these ingredients, and not that there's any medical claims. It's really important that you do that because you don't want to promise somebody something that's not true. Because if you tell, take this spray and you're going to lose 10 pounds in 1 week, somebody's going to come back to you and say, hey, I bought this spray and I didn't lose that 10 pounds you told me I was guaranteed. There's been a lot of companies that have gotten shut down because of making those type of claims. So it's just really important that we don't do that. Number 8, you don't want to embellish your income. And there's a couple reasons why you don't want to do that. One is because you don't want to be a liar, right? We're people who operate in integrity, so we do the things that we say and we say the things that we're going to do. But 2, that doesn't duplicate. If I go and I tell a prospect that I'm making whatever amount of money a month, right? Now that prospect is excited and they join. And then they get into this situation where someone asks them, well, how much money are you making? Well, of course they're not making any money. They just joined yesterday. How could they be making any money? So now when they're thinking of what am I supposed to say, they're going to be like, well, I'm not making any money, but, They get into a really uncomfortable position. If you can start from the upfront of saying, you know what? The upline of my organization is making X amount of money, and I can get you in touch with someone who's making this amount of money. Even if you're making more than that person or less than that person, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you're promoting the 3-way calls already lets that prospect know that I don't have to actually be making any money yet to go and talk to people, because I can just use the income of my upline and get them in touch with someone in my upline, so I don't have to be concerned about how much money I'm actually making. Another way that you can teach them is, well, it's not how much money I'm making, it's about how much you can make. And this is how much money you can make. So it's all about duplication. That's why it's really important not to embellish your income or to make it seem like you're doing something that you're not. Always use your upline and 3-way validation, because that will duplicate down the line. Just dealing with your income isn't going to help you duplicate down the lines. And that's really the most important reason why you don't want to do that, other than, you don't want to be a liar. Number 9, talking negatively about the industry, about the company, or another distributor. You should spend your time talking about your excitement. I always find it interesting when I'm listening to political back and forth, and they'll spend a lot of time talking about the other guy, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I've heard this other man's name, 15 different times during your conversation. I have no idea what you're about. I have no idea what you stand for, but I know a lot about this other guy, and he told me what he stands for, and now you told me what he doesn't stand for, so all I can think about is him. And so we have to get into the point of, if you're spending a lot of time talking about, the industry negatively, this doesn't work and that doesn't work. If you're talking about other companies, well, they don't do this and they don't do this, or other distributors, and this person is like that and that person is like that. You haven't gotten an opportunity to share your excitement and talk about all the things that you do and all the things that the company does and all the things that the products do and all the things that the opportunities do. So it gets people off the focus of what you need to be. And it's not going to help anybody anyway. They're just going to look at you and think, okay, well, this person must not have a lot of things that they're doing if all they're doing is spending a lot of time talking negatively about somebody else. That's Nikisha Bond's personal opinion, but I also think it's a good rule of thumb. And then number 10 is you never want to just steal anybody else's distributors. Never, never, never. One of the things that we do, one of the things that's such an important part of our culture is that we always say that anywhere you see an event posted on winwith10.com/calendar, that you can send any one of your distributors to any one of those events. cross line, down line, up line, sideline, doesn't really matter. And that person is going to go there, learn the information, be redirected back to you so that you can close the deal. We always say that, and we will continue to say that, so we never steal anybody's distributor. Never, unless, that person gives you permission. But you should never think that if someone comes and they're from somewhere else, you should always send them back to where they came from, because I promise you, that will come back to you tenfold. Well, like I said, I didn't think I would get to the do's. I guess we can do the do's next time if we have to, or maybe we'll do another training talking about questions, because I think it's really, really important that we do some peak performance questions just so you can get your mind thinking and giving you resolutions to the things that you're looking for versus repeating the same old story in your head. So I don't know. We'll go where the spirit leads me. Anyways, back to you, Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale.
Boy, Coach Nikisha, that was a wealth of knowledge right there. That entire call was, and you're so on point when you talk about the power of questions. I mean, there is really power in asking the right questions. I remember as a spiritual coach that both Pastor Dale and I have, he always gives this analysis. He says, if I keep giving you the answer and you don't have the question, then the answer is going to profit you nothing. Like if I just sit and give you answers and you haven't given me the question, how is it going to profit you? So having the right question or having questions is very important. And then there's this one, we teach the young people through this program that thinking leads to questions, and questions leads to answers, and answers leads to choices. So without the questions, you don't have many choices to choose from. So I love that, the fact that you zoomed in on the importance of questions, because there's definitely power behind questions, and sometimes asking the person that you're talking with, asking them the questions and giving them the time to think about it, come up with the answer is very powerful, because you're giving them the power, the wealth, or the ability to come up with something themselves that will empower them. That's already in them. Sometimes we ask the person a question and we don't give them time. When you ask someone a question, we're so afraid that that moment of silence, it gets quiet. Oh, what's the answer? And people are afraid I'm going to give the wrong answer, but that silence, that quiet period is where you have to give time for the answer to come. The question has now been posed. Now give yourself the proper time you need to generate the right answer for that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that teaching on that. And that's very powerful there. Questions. And what you said also about inconsistency, about being lukewarm. When you come to someone, a prospect, and you're lukewarm about your business, you're lukewarm about yourself, your confidence is lukewarm. And like Nikisha said, even the word says, if you're lukewarm, I will spew you out. It's almost like taking a sip of a cup of coffee that has gone, just getting chilly. You drink coffee, you want it to be hot, and it's not really cold and it's not really warm, and the first thing you do, you spit it out, right? That's what it's like when you come to someone and your confidence is lukewarm. That's how they perceive it. They spit it out. They don't want to receive it. Or it's like a loose handshake. Someone go to shake your hand, it's like jelly. Oh, that's the worst jelly.
I hate that.
How take it? You shake it and your handshake. Sometimes that's the first thing when you meet a new person. You go to shake their hand and your hands are like jelly. Like, oh, there's no confidence in that. You got to give a nice firm hand. We know that though, right, Nikisha? Well, if you don't, we know now. We know now. And also when you talk about the leaders, don't forget them. And as the leaders, we go through the same thing everybody in the industry go through. When your numbers drop, our numbers drop. We're going through the same. It's just that we deal with it differently. Some of you want to run and you want to go to another company. You want to say it ain't working. You're talking bad about the company, the number, everybody below PSB, and they just have to because they're, no, everybody's numbers drop. It's how you handle it. It's, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and mope and cry about it? Or are you going to get back in the race and go out there and just continue to get new blood? Remember, it's all about putting in new blood every week. And, the same way it worked last year, it's the same way it's going to work this year. The same way you got your first 50 in, you're going to get your next 50 in. The same way. So remember that. If it worked for you before, it'll work for you again. But it's going to be dependent upon your attitude and how you look at it, and whether you're hot, or whether you lukewarm, or whether you're confident, whether you're not, or whether you're asking the right questions and waiting on the right answers. Coach Nikisha Bond, that was a wealth of knowledge. I'm loving it. I took my notes, and I'm going to sit here and go over them. And I apply this information, family. I'm learning every day on this call, and I'm applying it. The only thing I can say is that it works. It makes you stop and examine yourself to make sure you are taking the right type of action that you need to have a successful business. So take the action. Take what's being said, because it's not only going to be good for you here, it's going to be good for you in your life. So I always think you got to run, go to another company and go, it ain't working here. Yeah, it'll work here, just like it worked before. But you got to look at what's being said. We're telling you what you're going to go through. We're telling you what's coming up to go. This is going to happen. That is going to happen. Okay, so this is what you do when that does happen. You got it? So Coach Nikisha Bond, powerful, powerful, powerful. Pastor Dale, you have anything to add to that before we pull in Dr. Poole with our quote? And Pastor Dale, you there? And if not, let's go to Anita Poole with our quote for today. Dr. Anita Poole.
Hello there. Hello. Hello. How are you, Denise?
Dr. Poole, I'm doing great. How's it going with you?
Oh, great. It is pouring with rain here, extremely cloudy.
Oh.
We definitely have hit autumn, but guess what? I'm okay because I've got my D-Power, vitamin D3. So, we're going into autumn and then winter in many parts of the world, and our D-Power is absolutely incredible for the autumn and winter time, especially when the sunshine is low. And, we've got a huge population short in D3, so, make the most of it. Now, over the weekend, it's astounding what is happening in the media and how our sprays tie into this. I've mentioned previously about, very high sugar content in drinks and how our sprays really tie in nicely because they are natural oral sprays. There's not only the slimming, natural oral slimming and weight loss management sprays and drinks, but also the Super 10 and Cell Energy natural body antioxidants and berry antioxidants, the B vitamins and the D vitamins, all so important for health, so important for weight control. And weight control is incredibly important because of the crisis that's happening worldwide with obesity, with diabetes, high blood pressure, tooth extractions, bad teeth, etc., etc. And we've got the income as well. And, these are great points that Nikisha has made. Don't treat this lightly, folks. Well, this is huge, what we've got in our hands. Now, disappointingly, what I saw in the media, it was shocking. Energy drinks, high sugar drinks, literally one of the highest selling companies took out 3 full-page large ads, and it was 3 consecutive pages. And you can probably guess the brand. I'm not going to say the brand, but, one of the highest-selling brands out there. Used to have a lot of sugar content. What they're doing now is they're putting in stevia, which is a natural sweetener. And, of course, they've got a big marketing ploy around stevia, saying now their drinks are low-calorie, no sugar, healthy, natural, all of this kind of thing. What they don't put on it is all the other ingredients are unnatural, bad for us, and have absolutely no nutritional goodness whatsoever. Can you imagine how confusing that is for a young person looking at that ad? Or a child looking at that ad, or somebody who just doesn't understand nutrition at all or doesn't realize that these cool, hip, types of drinks that are sold as though they are sporty, as though they're great for us, as though they'll give us a great lifestyle. These are the kinds of images that you see on TV. These are the kinds of images you see on ads. Many of the celebrities are endorsing them because they get paid, and you see them drinking them. However, these celebrities are not really taking these kinds of drinks on a regular basis. They'll do it for the money, be in the ad, but they're not taking these kinds of drinks as part of their nutritional program. And guess what these 3 ads said in a row? They used words that hint as though it could be good for you, as though it's giving a lot of jobs to the country, as though it's improving you because it's got low sugar, as though it makes you happy, it makes you sporty. For example, it says, whatever makes you happy is a strap line. Color-coded nutritional labels. We've got less sugar. World-famous drinks proudly announce that we are now made in such and such a country, and it will be the country that you're reading the ad. We're giving jobs to lots of employees. We give jobs to apprentices. Since such and such a date, we've launched X number of drinks with low sugar. Can you see how confusing that is to somebody? Because they read this, they see a whole load of smiling, healthy faces on there, often young, sporty faces on there. The ads are colored in, for example, green, which is a natural color, and therefore people view it and they think subconsciously, this is going to be good for you. And the reality is, this company doesn't even put what the ingredients are on the labels. So even if you looked at the can or looked at the bottle and tried to work out what exactly is in it, it's a secret formulation of ingredients that's in it, you wouldn't know that it's actually made up of all unnatural stuff, basically. So that's the kind of pressure being put on people. And the reality is, we've got an epidemic crisis virtually with obesity, high sugar, and all the other associated disorders. So what we need to do is re-educate people. What is really natural, what is really healthy, and that is actually our TEN oral sprays. So, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to share the sprays, share the opportunity, because it's absolutely fantastic. For example, my cousin actually, she also has been taking the spray. She's found that her sinusitis is so much better. And do you know, she reordered Super 10 Cell Energy, D-Power, and it's got lost in the post. It's just to do with the postal system has done something. And she is desperate for it, and she's texted me to say, please resend it. I can't wait for them to find it. I am desperate for this because my sinusitis has come back because I've run out of it. That just shows these sprays help, basically. So it's all about belief. Oprah Winfrey said, you are what you are by what you believe. So it's all about belief. Herbert Casson said, to have a purpose that is worthwhile and that is steadily being accomplished, that is one of the secrets of life that makes it worth living. Literally, we have a great, 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 great purpose here, and our purpose is share the sprays, share the Trim by 10 drink, and share the opportunity. Oliver Wendell said, the great thing in this world is not only where we are now, but it's what direction we're moving in. And we are moving in a great, great direction. So choose your direction and go, 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 folks. Jean Dixon said, I believe that the work is love in action. It is my feeling that if more people thought about their work and their lives in this way, they could accomplish so much. Our work, folks, and it's great, we work for ourselves. The sky's the limit. Our work is go out there and share, 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 literally. And lastly, Jenny Craig said, it's not what you do once in a while. It's what you do day in and day out that makes the difference. Go for it, folks. Back to you, Denise.
That's right, Dr. Spoon. That really taps in what Nikisha was saying is what you do day in and day out is taking that daily action that makes the difference, family. Well, thank each and every one for being here today. I know you were empowered because indeed I was with the great information that Coach Nikisha brought to today, but to get even more of that, don't forget, fam, you want to be a part of the East Coast region. Nikisha's going to be here on that day, and she's going to do some training, and we're going to get some, not only Nikisha, we have some great leaders that's going to be in town that's going to really get us equipped on the 26th, and we're going to have a before and after event. We're going to make the best out of that weekend. It's going to be a powerful weekend, not just one day, but the before the event and the after event. And the event itself is going to be proven to be life-changing for you and for your guests. In particular, if you have guests, please do not leave invite your guests. This is going to be a treat for them. Just bring your guests and let them see what you are a part of and what they can be a part of, and going forth to change people's lives and helping people to get healthier and financially wealthier. And we're offering, what they can do to enhance their health and their wealth. So go to register, get your ticket. Check with Facebook. There's a lot of updates on Facebook. Thank God for Robert Hickens and the corporate office that are constantly sending out videos and updates, stories and testimonies and advertising and everything that's happening with Team Up Network. So stay tuned to that. This is just a way to reach everyone worldwide. One other method is through Facebook. There's only one way, of course. And then, of course, we have a count of events. So there's many ways you can stay in tune and plugged in. That's what's happening. We have Mr. T's call. We have Don Joseph's call. We have this call Monday through Friday every single morning where you can be plugged in and be in tune, be equipped, and be strengthened and get what you need to help to build you in your business. Thank you all for being here today. It's been phenomenal, very and powerful. Be back tomorrow morning to hear more great things of what's happening here in Team Effort Network. Family, get out this phone, get out there, and go share some of the great news of what we're doing in Team Effort Network. And as we go for President's Award, the 15 million. Don't forget we are open in Ghana. Get your guests signed up in Ghana. There's a lot of folks waiting in Ghana to be a part of Team Effort Network. So go get them. We're in there. We're ready. Just sign them up. Sign them up. Love you, family. Back tomorrow morning. You are loved. You appreciate it. God bless you all. And have a prosperous day on purpose. Mwah.